after having read the script and, then and the book, I thought the subject matter was so powerful and timely. The fact that we're still having this discussion, still, generation after generation, decade after decade, and the issue is still as relevant today as it was, 40, 50, 60 years ago. I think this issue is important for our society to address. I think, collectively we all play a part, and unless we all, as human beings take responsibility for some of the irresponsible actions, that occur, and the victimization that occurs and racial profiling, then we all have a voice to say, that this isn't right. And I think she really wants to create a better future than she had for her children, and she's conscious of, making sure that Starr, as a young, black female, doesn't make the same mistakes that she did, and that her sons don't get involved in the lifestyle that Maverick had. And so, they try to make the sacrifices in them to better schools so that they can have a bright future. But, Lisa's happy. She has a beautiful marriage, a brother who's a police officer, and, her family unit is really strong. Starr's been taught since a young girl, to have a certain reverence and, fear of the cops. And she learned that from Maverick, who taught her and the boys. And in the situation, she's already very uncomfortable when the police officer pulls them over. But unfortunately, Khalil is innocently shot and killed. There's the pressure from, the black people who are tired of it for her to stand up, to get this officer arrested. There's the pressure from what has happened to her as a child with her friend Natasha, and witnessing something where she's trying to really reach within and find, the courage to speak. And then, she has the pressure from Lisa to say, don't, you don't need to bear this. And then Maverick saying, don't ever be afraid. So there's she's got a lot of things coming. And so it just changes, where Maverick and I agree, where we disagree, about where we live, about what's next, about what's priority, is it our neighborhood and our blackness, or our family? Mav comes from the streets, so he's not afraid of King. He doesn't have that fear that maybe the young guys do. He's definitely not going to touch my family. And I think that's what's so, enticing about Maverick as a character, that you see this guy that has all this street credibility, but he's kind of come out on the other side. And, but he's also not afraid of anything, but he's also aware of everything. When they were young, I think King had some charges already, and so when he gets in trouble, Mav kind of takes the rap, and that's actually how he gets out of the gang. It's kind of like one of those organizations, as we'll call it for now, that you join for life. So there's also a part of King that loves the life that Maverick gets to lead, that loves that he has a family, that loves that he doesn't have to, that he can make a living and have the joy that, without that kind of street hustle.